episode of BZG Talking Shit. My name is Barrett Courtney, I'm your host, and I am joined here with my great co-host and even better friends, the bisexist from Texas, Henry Montiero. And my favorite chunky punk, Ricky Baldazan. And this week, the only topic of discussion that we are talking some shit about is our top 10 favorite TV shows. Yesterday, we did our 10 through 6, and today, we are doing our honorable mentions. The shows that were really good, but not quite good enough to make it onto our lists. And how we're going to do this, we're just going to talk about, we each have 5 honorable mentions, and how we'll do it. I'll just talk about my 5 straight away, and then we'll go on to Ricky, and then we'll go on to Henry. None of this, like, 10, 10, 10, 9, 9, 9, how we usually do it. Okay, this isn't a dubstep song, Henry.
Pixels is not a movie. It's a motherfucking active crime scene. Movie, Bob.
Welcome to Talking Shit, where we do not relent on Adam Sandler being a terrible person.
It's an active crime.
And if you don't know what we do here, usually at Talking Shit, one of us brings in a topic of discussion. We talk some shit about it. This whole week we're doing our top 10 favorite TV shows of all time. Today we're doing honorable mentions. I'm going to start with my honorable mentions, my 5. I'm going to start from what was least likely to make it onto the list and what was most likely to make it onto the list.
Mine's just in an order.
So...
Wait,
starting from least likely from being on the list, I've got SpongeBob SquarePants. And you can't not mention this show, especially when you're in our generation, when we grew up when the show started.
Yeah.
How fucking perfect it was. Again, we just talked about yesterday, like, the first, 3 seasons of SpongeBob were totally inspired by Ren and Stimpy. And
Definitely.
It almost perfected, it in a way. And it was just so silly and it was so stupid, and it wasn't trying to be...
It was the best outcome of Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah. And then the movie happened, and then it went all downhill.
It didn't even
the movie was the last good, okay, acceptable product of SpongeBob, and then they fired all of the original writers. Boop.
Yeah,
and then those original writers went on to make shows like Chowder, The Misadventures of Flapjack, and other stuff.
Chowder's so great. Can we just say that Band Geeks is the best episode of any show ever?
Yeah.
Band Geeks, yeah. It was nice to watch that episode with you guys recently.
That's
Sweet victory, yeah.
Hope the audience brings lots of ibuprofen.
And also, the bubble one where they're sending messages with the bubbles, and then Squidward gets in the middle of it and makes them start fighting each other, and they both want to be best friends with Squidward. Great.
My favorite's the snow episode. Besides
There's a couple of snow episodes.
The one
where
where
snowball fight episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where Squidward builds the tunnel.
Something I never understood is they knew about Halloween, but then when they did their Christmas episodes, they
had
never
no
knew what Christmas was.
Idea.
You fuckers knew about Halloween.
But wait a second. But then Patrick got the picture of SpongeBob at the Christmas party.
Merry Christmas, SpongeBob.
That show has no internal logic. Why do we care?
It's just a childhood thing.
How is our fire burning if...
Again,
wait, so... We know who was calling on the phone, and we knew who was making the scratching noises. But who's flickering the lights? Nose for a rot, too. Oh, man. That show is just so... it was so out there, and it was stupid, but it did stupid in a smart way, and now it's just stupid.
Is this one really better, sad. Squidward? I made this one with my tears.
It's just so quotable, the thing is, too,
we got these at a bomb factory. They're bombs.
And then the chocolate episode, the chocolate salesman.
I know. Let's get naked. No, let's save that for when we're selling real estate.
We gotta be more assertive. I love you.
Yeah.
All right, moving on from
Make
SpongeBob.
them feel good. Be assertive, not insertive.
Not insertive.
He would just keep quoting it. The whole.
It's such a good show.
Oh shit! All right, moving on. That 70s show.
Solid.
I have like this unnatural love for the show because it is such like a terrible show when you think about it.
I've never seen it.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I'm from Cleveland and like we have nothing to do over there, so we just watch that '70s show. I think
It's
my
a
mom
great
was
show.
like a good fan of it, like when it started, because she was born in the '70s, so that was something that she could watch and be like, I remember that sort of when I was a child,
Yeah.
Was she high?
No,
Shut up.
I don't know, but
Solid.
it was just it was a silly sitcom. It totally was making fun of what the '70s was all about.
Right.
I love it. But it's not really that great. My third, Seinfeld.
Of course.
Seinfeld is just so... Seinfeld is the Always Sunny in Philadelphia before Always Sunny in Philadelphia was a thing. Because it's a show about nothing, and they're all just fucking god-awful people. And, like, the expectations they have for life are just... Well, especially for George, are just so low. And Kramer are just so low. But they do it in such a smart way of, like, these characters are all so terrible, but you care for them in a way. Like, George is such, like, almost, like, an endearing person at one point, but he's just so fucked up, and, like, the things that him and Jerry nitpick about, like, their relationships with girls are just so dumb.
Yeah.
And then you've got Elaine, who is just slowly progresses to be, like, the worst person out of all of them. And then Kramer is just fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But my favorite, I think, if not my favorite character from TV, he's definitely one of my favorite characters from TV, is Newman. Newman is so fucking awesome. That guy who plays him is just so on point with, I was watching an episode recently where Elaine is getting tired of a dog who's constantly barking outside of her apartment complex, and she wants to get rid of it, and the Cosmo is like, oh, we could kill it or something. She's like, no, how about we just kidnap it? So they go to Newman for help, and it turns into like this heist episode. It's just fucking hilarious, and he like turns into like this evil mastermind.
Again, like, you just got me to like
Start
binge
watching.
watch it.
Yeah.
I'm on season 5, and this show is actually like really great. I used to not like it because it's always on, and it's just
And
like,
we were kids when like that show was
Yeah.
always on, so it was just like, ugh.
Like, why
I
am I
want cartoons.
So it's like, but it's a very good and well done show. Again, it's
Jerry.
Always Sunny before Always Sunny.
All right,
What's the deal with Seinfeld backlash?
So what's your next?
my
your fourth one?
my
Fourth?
second closest to being on the top 10. Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because that show, like, all of Monty Python defined a lot of my childhood thanks to my dad and my grandfather. And that show was just so ridiculous and just, like, was pure gold when it came to sketch comedy. And, man, those dudes love dressing up in drag or what?
I mean, so do I.
But do you do it as well?
I mean, I also do it if that's...
No, do you do it as well as they do?
Well, they do as well as I.
Okay.
This
is like
grammar!
It's just their witty shit is just, it's awesome. I love it.
Their witty shit is titty shit. I don't even know what I was supposed to say.
I can't wait to go back home because I want to. My dad has like the whole box set of every episode of Flying Circus, and I want to watch it so badly. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. My closest one to being onto my top 10. I think the show is better than the original show that this creator made. Because it's consistently always good.
Mm-hmm.
It only lasted for 10 full seasons.
Oh,
I think 10.
only?
Depending on the
8.
depending on the show, that might be short or long.
I think 8. It was canceled for a while.
Oh, yeah, I know what this is.
My closest to being on my top 10 is Futurama.
I knew one of us was gonna say Futurama.
Yeah. Someone had to say it for Quentin.
I thought Henry.
Shout out to Quentin Berenger.
I thought it was gonna be on Henry's like actual top 10 list. And
Oh, you never know.
And then I knew it was gonna be on your honorable mentions.
Yeah,
it's
it's
I knew
just-
it was gonna be on your.
Like, I love Simpson for what it was, but there's just too... Like, I can make an exception for Dexter when we were talking about it yesterday. Like, at least half of Dexter is really good, and the other half is meh. 2/3 of The Simpson is just shit, and that's, like, way too much of a thing to be, like, garbage for me to, like, really like it.
But guys and dolls.
I really love that episode, though. And I will always love you.
The song
Anyways,
isn't even in the music.
Futurama. So it was always just funny.
It's
and
another
it
one.
was just one of those things where, and that's why I like Rick and Morty.
Ricky and Morty.
Rick and Morty isn't on my honorable mentions.
Oh shit, we're going through time.
And it's not on my top 10, but Rick and Morty reminds me a lot of Futurama, where you feel like this is an actual universe, and the possibilities of what they could discover and like all of this stuff is always like interesting, and like all the planets they go to. I think the best Futurama episode actually is the one where they accidentally get stuck onto the planet with all the Star Trek actors. And they have to recreate Star Trek episodes for this fucking weird cloud dude.
Wait, if your engine works and your air works, stop! You're just going in circles. Now think, Fry, think.
And that show is just consistently funny. I have nothing else to say.
I thought the last
That's good.
few 2 seasons were a little weaker because they started doing a little too much like political commentary.
Yeah, but I guess political commentary just isn't your thing. Yeah,
It-
I personally enjoy it because I love to hate politics, so that's my bread and butter almost. But also that last episode, the series finale, where they accidentally freeze time, and that's such like a fitting thing because of time travel in a way, because that's how this whole show started. Is he accidentally like froze himself and then traveled into the future, and so they froze all of time and lived their whole lives together, and then at the end, and then like at the end, the professor like rips through like the time continuum, and he's like, "Oh, I've got to reset everything. Like, do you guys want to come back?" And they look at each other like, "Do you want to go one more time around?" And they hold hands and they go in. It's so
Futurama is one of those shows that's nostalgic within itself, already being nostalgic. Like,
dude. And it was like funny, but like they had those episodes that were like really touching and really sweet. And like the Fry episode where he's trying to like master the flute thing, and he uses like the
keep going, Fry. I want to see how it ends.
Yeah, and it was just.
What were you gonna say?
Yes. I remember once Quentin and I think it was at Jack's New Year's party. Like we just watched a whole episode of Futurama together, and it was the one where Fry goes back to see his mom one last time, and we both just cried because that is legitimately like the saddest episode of anything ever.
The moment I see Fry.
Are you saying Jurassic Park?
The one with the dog?
Yeah. Oh no!
I'll get to that one.
I can't. I'm tearing up already just thinking about it because
it's such a good show.
Anyway, you're next.
Yeah, you're next.
Just for the sake of not tearing up, I'll go. My honorable mentions are not.
Now I'm cool sad.
My honorable mentions isn't. How do I follow that shit up? Fuck you, you asshole.
Mine was on point, bitch.
Futurama is such an on point show. My honorable mentions aren't in any list. It's just kind of like where my mind went. My honorable mentions.
Okay.
And my first one had to go.
Allow it.
My first one had to go there right away because it's the first one I thought of when I'm doing my list, but I couldn't put it on there because it was only one season long. But it's one season of just being with Captain Michael Reynolds aboard the Serenity with the rest of his crew.
This might be one of my dad's favorite shows of all time.
I love this show. It's Firefly.
Oh yeah.
I love this show so much. It's one of the reasons.
It's Joss Whedon at his absolute best.
Yeah.
Before
he went insane and started, using women characters as plot devices
and ruining the Avengers.
Yeah.
Cuttlefish.
But Firefly is such a good show. It's that one season lasted so long in our hearts.
Yeah.
But it's one of those shows where I want to be in this.
Yeah.
I want to be a character in this.
Yeah.
I want to be with Captain Michael Reynolds. I want to like shoot shit. Like
Yeah.
he's just so cool.
I want to be a space cowboy. Pretend I'm Steve Miller.
Captain Michael Reynolds is Han Solo without him being Han Solo.
Yeah.
Like, it's my Star Wars without Star
Who
Wars.
doesn't
Like,
want
it's
to?
just so
Who doesn't
great.
want to be Han Solo?
Like it's such a good. He's such a good character. The whole show's so cool. The setting.
It's like this show and Malcolm in the Middle that are always just playing at my dad's house.
Right. Yeah. So like I love Firefly and I love your dad more for liking Firefly because I can respect anyone who liked that show.
Moving on.
Speaking of, I'm gonna watch that after I finish Journey. I'm gonna rewatch Firefly and watch it
Nice.
again.
Good choice. Which is also watchable on Netflix, by the way.
My next show, I didn't put it on my list for the sake of like dysfunctional family shows. Like, I wanted to keep it.
You wanted to mix it up a little bit.
Mix it up a little bit, and I almost put Grounded for Life in place of this show, but then I thought of this show, and this show's so much better than Grounded for Life. Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah.
I love this show so much.
That's another show that only lasted a season.
Yeah.
It should have lasted much longer.
It
Not
only
much
last
longer.
a season.
Yeah, that was only a season long.
It was
I don't
such
give
a
a damn about my reputation.
Again,
Also on Netflix.
3 of the shows on my honorable mentions got like canceled early. Firefly, Freaks and Geeks, and my next one that I'm gonna say. But Freaks and Geeks was such a good show, from like the theme song to like seeing James Franco and them like young now.
Oh yeah, and like
rewatching
being
it.
able to like interact with each other and how on point, like how well they worked together, just like when they started out, was just on fucking point.
Again, another like household show, or like this was on a lot because of me though, because I loved it so much as a kid, and not as a kid, but I loved it so much. Great show.
I remember for freshman year we had health ed, and for like the first half of health ed, our teacher was out because she was having brain surgery. So we had like this really shitty substitute teacher who was like this mid-20s sort of douchebag. He had like a piercing like right here. It reminded me of an average fan of Dane Cook, like a genuine fan of Dane Cook.
I know.
And so we got to like this mental health portion of health ed where we're talking about bullying.
You were just talking about bully. Yeah, it's a great game.
And to talk about bullying, he had us watch the first episode of Freaks and Geeks, and I was the only one who knew what that show was. I was like, yes, yeah.
Again, like Freaks and Geeks, like channels like freshman year of high school for me.
Yeah.
Like that's when it was like its utmost relatable, because freshman year of high school was hell for me.
Yeah. It's because you didn't know me yet.
Yeah, because I didn't know you, I didn't know Annie yet or anything, so it was just like complete hell.
I made his life.
Yeah.
I made him the man he is today.
But again, great show. For the sake of moving on, we're gonna move on.
Okay.
My next show is another show that got canceled. It didn't get canceled early, but
It still got canceled.
It got left as a cliffhanger, and it pissed me off more than anything because I love this show. And
Oh wow! I'm surprised this isn't on your honorable mentions and not on your top 10.
Because I still feel like I don't have closure with the show.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love this show. I love the main actor. I love this character. He is forever this character, no matter what he does. And this show is My Name Is Earl.
Been caught stealing once when I was
really
5.
opens up to Jane's addiction. I love this show. Like, what else is
I remember
there?
like my dad. That was like in the same era of Arrested Development, and those two shows, Arrested Development and My Name Is Earl, were like. Dad and I were. That's something that we shared together.
Yeah.
And fucking My Name Is Earl
Yeah.
just like Arrested Development was sort of like, oh, we get to pretend to be smart, and we understand smart humor, and My Name Is Earl was just like
Yeah. Like, My Name Is Earl is one of the few shows that got me right from the first episode, and I was like hooked. And then
I still need to watch it.
I cried when they ended with "To Be Continued," and then I found out it was canceled.
Yeah.
Like, because that's how much I loved it. I love the show. It's such a solid show. Again, it didn't go on my list because I still feel like I'm not done with this show yet.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm glad they ended up making Raising Hope, because it's everyone from My Name Is Earl, pretty much putting a middle finger to the people who canceled My Name Is Earl.
Yeah.
That's just
Thanks, Fox.
Yeah. But yeah, I wasn't gonna put Raising Hope and My Name Is Earl on this, so start off with My Name Is Earl. Next one on my list is no, I have 2 more. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've
Okay.
only said 3.
Okay.
Cool.
My next one on my list is probably the douchiest show on this whole subject that I have on my phone right now. But I think people should at least give it a chance if you have the time, and it's Sons of Anarchy.
With Henry Rollins.
Because you see Henry Rollins, Courtney Love, and Marilyn Manson all in one show being stupid people, horrible,
and then
horrible
Ron
people.
Perlman.
Yeah, and Ron Perlman. But
You can stop.
It's a great show to a certain extent. The reason it's not on my list is because of how douchey it is. Some of the writing is very horrible. The soundtrack is god awful, but
Is it nothing but butt?
Isn't there a retelling of like a Shakespeare?
that's pretty much what it is.
I feel like it's Hamlet.
It's Hamlet.
Okay.
It's pretty much just straight up Hamlet.
Okay.
Like The Lion King.
Yeah, like that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Is Hamlet. But it's done well.
Okay.
It's very interesting to see. You kind of see like Motorcycle Gang's kind of view on shit. You get attached to a lot of the characters. You want to kill a lot of the characters.
A good show usually does.
Yeah, but the reason why it's on my honorable mentions is because I finished this fucking show. I watched it all the way through.
And it didn't end as strong.
And it didn't end as strong at all. But at the same time, it was satisfying seeing some of these characters die. If you like to hate people, watch this show.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
What's your next one?
My last one is very common show, very loved show, very popular show right now.
I swear to God, if he says Big Bang Theory, I'm going to fucking beat him up. And
No.
that's it. We're never doing fucking BTG ever again.
No, it's not Big Bang Theory.
We started over, but you're fluffy now.
Again, very loved show based on comic books, a big comic book series. It's The Walking Dead. The reason why it's not on my actual list is because, again, it's not as strong as the others, and I still have yet to catch up all the way. I'm on season 4 right now, and it's pretty strong. Like if you don't want to read the comic books, watch the show. It's still like I think they're equally as good. And then it's just like zombies, so it's like. This has been done a million times. Like it's kind of boring at this point, but they do it like the good way.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you like zombies, if you like hating people, if you like watching people cry and die, watch the show.
Okay.
And I mean, I suggest reading the comic books too. The comic books are just as good. It's interesting. It's well artwork. But this isn't about comic books. So
I
that's
just
it.
can't get into it. Like whatsoever.
No, I know.
It's not my thing.
I know.
I'm fucking tired of zombies. That's the thing.
Like I said, like it's been done a million times, and another reason why it's not on my list is because watching the show kind of leaves a bad taste in my mouth because of how much it's been done.
Yeah.
But it's nonetheless it's still a solid show. It's still a solid show, and I think if you have the time and you're just looking for something new to watch, just watch it.
Okay.
Give it a chance.
Wait, what show are we talking about? I completely zoned out.
The Walking Dead.
Oh, that's what I thought you were talking about.
Okay. Henry, what are your 5 honorable mentions?
Okay, so my first one is a show that I really, really liked. But then, like, two seasons of it just completely bumped it off my top 10 into my honorable mentions. And that's Community. Because the first 3 seasons of Community and the 5th season are amazing. Like, just completely great. Because it was like the first 3 seasons. You have, like, just this great cast and these great writers. And you have Dan Harmon. And Childish Gambino.
Right.
He's hilarious. I really enjoy him.
Yeah. And, like, it's great. And then the fourth season, Dan Harmon left.
Yeah.
And it got terrible. And then the 5th season got a lot better. Because, one, they got rid of Pierce.
Yeah.
Who was the weakest part of that show.
Yeah.
And they brought in the guy from Breaking Bad. Jonathan Banks.
Jonathan Banks, who plays Mike.
Yeah.
They just bring him in, and it's hilarious.
Mike is wonderful.
He's awesome.
I will never
He's not the voice of Gordon. He wasn't the right voice for Gordon in Arkham Knight.
It's me, Gordon.
But
This is how the Batman died.
I will never call him by his real name. He's always
This
Mike
is
to
it.
me.
This is how the Batman dies. Batman.
Batman.
What happened, Batman?
All right, what are your next ones?
Well, and then the 6th season of Community was they got rid of everyone.
Like, did they?
Yeah, like Pierce.
It's just like
Gone.
it's just a whole season of just the college campus.
Pretty much.
It's just like a one shot of the college campus. Yeah, that's the whole entire
like
season.
Pierce gone, Troy gone, Shirley gone,
Dead.
No, Pierce is dead. Pierce died, and they got rid of Jonathan Banks.
Well, they could probably only,
Get
keep
him
him
for one season.
Yeah, because he's
And you're-
probably worth a lot of money right now.
and
And
you're
he's
replacing
also
this really
filming
boring
Better Call
character.
Saul. So
Yep.
And then they replaced them with this really boring character. But I won't. Those 4 seasons of Community, they're good, are really good. And then my second honorable mention, I wanted to put this because I have not watched enough Seinfeld to put it on the list. But I wanted to put a show that that features one of the voices from Seinfeld
oh, okay.
and is hilarious and kind of terrible in how
For some reason,
being
it's the
great.
B movie.
That's what I was thinking too.
Like, what?
It's not a TV show.
Shut up! It's Roadhouse. The Beam. It's me, Jerry the Bee. What's the deal with honey? That's the plot of that movie. Anyway, I'm talking about Duckman, Private Dick Family Man.
What?
Have neither of you ever seen this?
No.
This is great. So it was this cartoon animated by the guys who did Rugrats. So it has like that really ugly 90s kind of animation that I love.
Okay.
But it's like super adult, and the lead character is voiced by Jason Alexander, who plays this detective who's also a duck. It's just weird. It's weird, man. You have to see it. He has this sidekick named Cornfed, who's a very serious pig, and these two assistants named Fluffy and Uranus, who just get murdered every episode.
Fluffy and Uranus.
Henry, you're a very special person.
I'm gonna make you watch this.
No,
It's
you're
on
not.
YouTube.
No.
That's where I
No,
found
it's
it.
not.
No, it is on YouTube. I've just started watching cartoons on YouTube from the 90s that are like impossible to find elsewhere. Like I started watching Sam and Max Freelance Police because that show's also great in a really weird way. I am lactose, the intolerant. Okay, my number third,
Your third honorable mention.
yeah, is Justice League.
Barrett approved.
And
Nice.
Ricky and I are just going to talk about how great Justice League is right now.
Yep.
Justice League is amazing. It's not as good as Teen Titans,
It's not as good as Young Justice either.
but Justice League, I love it. I love Justice League.
It's the only show where you can see Jon Stewart from The Daily Show play Green Lantern but be
Yeah.
black.
That's what I always thought when I saw it. It's like, why is Jon Stewart black? This is weird.
I always laugh every time I hear them refer to him as Jon Stewart because all I think of is The Daily Show. I'm like, I can't.
And I can't watch The Daily Show anymore because now whenever I see Jon Stewart, I just think he looks like an older version of Skinny John from They Might Be Giants.
Yeah.
My number 4 is a tie that kind of occupy the same space, and that they showed just how much better these two channels have gotten. My number 4 is Rick and Morty / regular show,
Okay.
because
Rick and Morty is sort of like the Adult Swim part of Cartoon Network, and then regular shows like the actual Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network and Adult Swim were terrible for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Because it was like
They had some like really good shows that only lasted for a season or two, like Chowder and The Misadventures of Flapjack, mainly because they didn't get enough viewers.
and then they had Samurai Jack, the best show of all time.
They had Samurai Jack for a while, which was awesome, but
like
there was just like a void for like 4 years. There was just like nothing to watch.
where it was like Cartoon Network real.
Yeah,
Let-
where it was
let's
like all
have
of these
live
live
action.
action shows
And it's
that were
stupid.
bullshit.
But now, like, it's gotten so... Cartoon Network, at least that's how it's gotten so much better. Because,
It really has.
like, I don't like Adventure Time, but I will acknowledge
You
that
gotta
it
acknowledge-
accomplishes something for Cartoon Network.
Yeah, it's got that huge fan base, you know, so
Again,
it does something.
And comparing like Cartoon Network to like Nickelodeon, at least Cartoon Network is fucking trying. All the shit on Nickelodeon now is fucking garbage.
Like, you have...
Garbage.
That was my
Sanjay
physical
and
representation
Which is
of
a
Nickelodeon.
complete ripoff of regular show in a different way.
Yeah,
It's a complete ripoff.
it is. And then you have, like, Breadwinners,
Like what?
which is the worst
Like,
thing
what is this?
ever.
And then all the stupid live action stuff, which is what Cartoon Network did a while ago.
You already you had Ned's Declassified. You don't need anything else.
Yeah.
But like on Cartoon Network now, you have Adventure Time and you have Gumball and you have Steven Universe, and I even like Clarence.
I Clarence holds something dear to me out of all of those.
Like, I acknowledge that the lead guy on it did terrible things. Did you ever hear about this? Yeah. But Clarence, like, accomplishes something that, like, it shows, like, a childhood that, like, no other show besides, like, Ed, Edd and Eddy shows.
Yeah, like, watching Clarence, like I feel I can remember like being like the episode where they're at like that fast food place and the what's his name with the square head?
I forget his name.
Where he tells Clarence like, I'm gonna be right back, don't touch my fries.
And then he steals the fries.
Like that just makes me think of like being. I had a horrible childhood, so we went to Chuck E. Cheese. Being at Chuck E. Cheese like as a kid and like just. Like nonsense, like conversations made no sense back then.
It made no sense,
and like it just reminds me of that kind of stuff, where it just imagination just flowing.
Yeah, if you ever grew up in like a town,
yeah,
you need to watch Clarence.
Yeah,
because that show is the towniest ass town.
Yeah,
but like so, Regular Show is my favorite show out of all of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why, but there's just something I love about it.
Yep,
I think it's like the characters. I love Morty.
It was also originally intended to be like on Adult Swim,
and you can still
like
see it.
Yeah, and as like a total like stoner show,
which it still kind of is. I mean, that's kind of what Cartoon Network is. Just like these shows are awesome to get high to watch it.
Some are more children appropriate, but you know it's still all good.
And there's still like really crappy shows on Cartoon Network, like Teen Titans Go is garbage.
Yeah.
And Uncle Grandpa is a show that you can't really have an opinion on because it operates on its own logic. So it's like impossible to judge on anything.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about it.
But Regular Show is great. And then you have Rick and Morty.
Yep.
Which I hope is doing the same thing that like Adventure Time did for Cartoon Network because like all the shows on Adult Swim
have been fucking awful lately.
Yeah. Like... Because there's just something that they lost. Like, Aqua Teen Hunger Force had something.
And then it just sort of it got muddled.
Yeah. It just turned into, like, stoner-ass gross-out. Like, even shows that I like from
like
it.
Super Jail, like, it's too much for me.
Super Jail is, like, I still like it, but it's stoner-ass gross-out.
Yeah.
Even though Super Jail seems like the worst thing to watch high.
Yeah.
Because I would just be like, oh, God! Okay. I'm melting!
No, that's acid, Henry.
But still, Super Jail. But Rick and Morty does something...
It's comprehensible. That's the fucking thing about Rick and Morty, you know?
Yeah. Like, Rick and Morty, like... It's, like, different from any other, like, adult show since South Park has been. Because, like, it doesn't try to be, like, gross out.
Yeah. Like, there are, like, definitely some gross aspects it has every once in a while. But it's actually, like... trying to tell like a story every once in a while, and it has like funny aspects to it.
Yeah,
that actually makes it a good comedy.
And Rick, the guy who voices Rick, is a great improviser.
Yeah,
because all of his lines are retroscripted. And
if
like,
you don't understand what retroscripted is, Henry, explain to him.
Retroscripting is when you give like a basic outline of what you want an actor to say, and then they improvise like how they say it. It's kind of just how I do acting.
Yeah.
When I act, because I'm like, I don't want to memorize this.
And then you just sort of vaguely say it. It's sort of like improv in a way where they have a general... Sort of how they...
the crowd outlines it for you with the suggestions, and then like you make it up as you go.
Yeah, so it's sort of like...
it's like
how like Will Ferrell like does a lot of his movies, where they have a general outline of where they want to go, but they can constantly just keep changing shit.
Yeah.
So.
It's like how when I was in Cabaret, I forgot all my lines in German as the parole officer, so I just started quoting Rammstein. Rammstein und du hast den Koffer? But yeah, Rick and Morty, I really hope that it changes like how Adult Swim goes from being like complete stoner shows to intelligent stoner shows.
I like that.
And I'm saying this as someone who genuinely enjoys the Eric Andre show, which is the
complete stoner show.
That's not even a stoner show. It's just
nonsense. It's just fucking nonsense.
It's just noise at this point.
Yeah.
Questlove's in the house.
Questlove, you're not in the house.
You're never in the house. Questlove, you're nowhere.
Questlove, I'm your father. Dun. Henry Rollins.
What is your last one?
There's still one more.
Last honorable mention.
Because that
You
was
sort
a
of
double
cheated
one.
in a way. Yeah.
My number one is the show that I just like. It's such a part of my childhood. I had to put it on here, and it's pretty much my number 11. Powerpuff Girls.
I dig it.
Yeah. Do I even need to say
We don't
anything?
even need to explain
Powerpuff
anything.
Girls is just great.
I'm just gonna start listing off great TV shows that I know that I'm not gonna mention from here on out.
Ed, and Eddie.
Ed, and Eddie, Rugrats, Rocket Power,
Hey Arnold.
Hey Arnold,
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy,
Samurai Jack.
Samurai Jack, Courage the Cowardly Dog,
Dexter's Laboratory. was a
Dexter's
big one for me.
Laboratory.
Invader Zim. No, you will probably mention.
I'll probably mention that maybe, and just much more.
Shrek.
And Shrek.
The TV show.
A lot of those. So
Oh,
if you haven't grown up in our generation,
You
you
know
don't
what's
know.
the B movie?
Just watch all of those. A lot of them are available on Netflix, like Courage the Cowardly
Or Hulu.
Dog. Or Hulu.
This is like the one, like a big one for me ever since the movie came out and then they did the TV show. It was Jimmy Neutron.
Jimmy Neutron.
I watched the shit out
Slap,
of that.
slap, slap. Clap, clap, clap. Slap, slap, slap. Clap, clap, clap. Slap, slap, slap. Clap, clap, clap. Slap, slap, slap.
No, you
Clap,
don't.
clap.
But yeah.
That is enough, Henry.
Anyway, that's
enough.
it.
And that was our honorable mentions today. Thank you for joining us. Oh yeah, that was a really great attempt at trying to get out of the frame with the fucking camera, Henry. Jesus Christ! If you can't tell already, this is a shit show. A shit show where we talk some shit about anything this whole week. Usually what we do on Talking Shit, one of us brings in a topic of discussion. We talk some shit about it. This whole week we're just doing one topic, our top 10 favorite TV shows of all time. Yesterday we did 10 through 6. Today we did honorable mention. And tomorrow we will be doing our top 5 through 1 favorite TV shows of all time. And thank you so much for joining us. If you have a recommendation of a topic, if you have a topic you want us to talk some shit about, and you want to let us know what it is. Hi, Henry. How you doing? You can tweet at us at baiazonagamers. You can tweet at me at bananalechong. You can tweet at this fucker right here at Henrosaurus. You can't tweet Ricky because Ricky doesn't have a Twitter account. But if you don't have a Twitter account, just like Ricky, you can email us at baiazonagamers@gmail.com for any suggestions, comments, questions, or concerns for our show. And if you have any technical questions, you can also tweet at our tech guy at 7Morris, but the O in Morris is a 0. You can see it in the description below. And we have other shows here on our YouTube page. We've got quick reviews up every Monday where we review anything we want. We've got Talking Shit right here where you're watching right now. And we've got Let's Play Some Shit.
We have the After Midnight show where Henry sits on a couch and rubs different gelatinous type foods on his belly. No, we don't.
No.
I'm lying.
Every Friday we have Let's Play Some Shit where we do Let's Plays of any video game that we want. We also have our Twitch show, twitch.tv/baiazonagamers, every Wednesday at 12:15 p.m. Pacific time, where we talk about the nerdy news and all that good stuff over there. So if you want to check that out, go check it out. There's a link below. So thank you so much for joining us here today for our honorable mentions of our favorite TV shows of all time. And until next time, have a great day full of shit talking and